Right, I thought I'd just do a quick video on one of my favourite elephant ear type plants, big leaf, and we're looking at the Leucoacacia Thai giant, and this is exactly what I like to see. And I've grown these for the last couple of years and we've not had ideal conditions. You know, last year was very hot and very dry. The year before that was very cool and very dry. So this year we've got around average, or maybe below average slightly, but still reasonable temperatures and a reasonable bit of rain as well, which is always good. So this year it's doing quite well, and when I say this is what I like to see, we're looking at the leaf sizes. So we can see one of the early leaves here, which is starting to go over, literally about the size of my hand. Next leaf, literally double the size, and the newest leaf just opened is doubled again. So this is exactly what, you know, it's quite pleasing to me that every leaf, every continual leaf should get bigger than the last, and especially when they're sort of more or less doubling the size every time, you can imagine what the next size leaf will be. Luckily this is still fairly small. I mean, don't get me wrong, these don't get huge in the UK climate compared to like the US, and you can get leaves absolutely massive on these, practically sort of 6-8 foot, but yeah, not so big in the UK, but still by elephant ear standards, you know, colocaceous or alocasias, they get big. They're a cross between the two, and you get a nice leaf formation as well in terms of some will be upright like an alocasia, some will droop down like a colocasia, so you get a good variation there. And I just like the leaf shape and colour, and the veining as well is quite sort of a 3D effect. So it's just, to me, just a very pleasing looking plant. And yeah, I grow them, I try every year. Some years do better than others. So far this one's doing okay. Hopefully I'll get a bit bigger, but yeah, probably one of my favourite elephant ears. Interestingly, next to it we had the white lava. Still not really sort of mature leaves yet, we've got a little bit of sort of coloration in them. But this one was a bit of a weird one because it did push out a lot of deformed growth, really sort of just tiny scraggly leaves. But in closer inspection, with colocaceous and alocasia, you tend to, the new leaf will come from the latest leaf, if you like. So every leaf will give birth to the next leaf, and so on. But with this one, I don't know if we've got twins here, because say we did have some deformities, but what I've found is this is one of the older leaves which never even opened, is already now starting to push out a new leaf, which is interesting because this is like what, three leaves behind the newest leaf, so you don't often get that. And what I can see is that is literally like a double trunk coming from one growth point, so I've never really seen that before, so I thought that's quite interesting. And I will say also that we've got a nice pup coming on here as well. Yeah, so again, bit of a windy day, got the shadow of the banana leaf over the top, but because this again is in a fairly sheltered position and it's still fairly low, I wouldn't expect to get any damage on that. If we were a bit further advanced and it had the next leaf come out and that was sort of pointing upwards, then that possibly could cause a problem. But at least we're getting the wind now before it's too big, so hopefully won't get any damage on that. Right, thanks for watching. If you like these sort of videos, like and subscribe. If there's I always say, if there's any plants that I sort of don't do much on, then please contact me and ask, and I'll do a video on specific plants. We'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.